Hello, this is Indigo Owl coming to you from London in the UK with life guidance. We are on the verge of autumn here. We've had a fair bit of hot weather this summer, but it does seem to have gone for now. But I'm in unusually good mood. Usually when the summer goes into autumn, I have a bit of a grieving feeling that comes with it. I have to drink a lot of chamomile tea to kind of help me change to the new season. However, this year, I feel that summer has brought so much amazing change and transformation and has left me in a much better space. A lot of it because of all the extra rest and kind of time and energy and attention I've allowed for myself. So I'm now back in full force and ready for a new chapter. I've been very busy. So, sorry, I'm just looking who's watching. It shows me. Oh, Michelle's here, Ashley's here. Hello, yes, I'm back and I know and I got a laugh out. Thank you so much. So yes, I haven't been able to do the guidance every week, and it doesn't seem like that much in a way, but I have been spending that much time on myself, and I've been allowing myself to go at my own pace, do things when it feels right for me. And as I said, I have needed a lot of rest, but I'm feeling amazing. I have got a lot of work as well at the moment. So this is only one of the things I offer, but I'm so glad to be back. I'm really excited about this week's guidance coming up. It's already Tuesday evening here in London, so I didn't want to start the guidance from Monday. So I'm starting from today and we'll just go all the way until next week, Monday. I'm not using my new cards today. I've really been told to switch things up by spirit, especially the fairies have been coming in lately. I suddenly had a burst of gardening the other day. I really needed to spend time outside, and the fairies are very much with me today, and they wanted me to use some other cards. So it's going to be a surprise. I'm going to turn the camera in a minute so you can see the cards rather than me. I just wanted to say hello first. And I'm so excited to be here with you. And as you know, I'm really, really excited what cards we're going to get. So I'm going to move things around just a little bit. And I hope it's going to let me turn. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling successful today. So I've got my golden Buddha here today. And as you can see, my fairy, that's normally hanging from one of my... well, actually, she normally hangs from that blue star that's behind her, her big star wand. She's normally part of my bunch of flowers in the vase. She really wanted to be in the reading today, and I guess she's been in the reading lots of times where she's been hanging from a flower, but today she wanted to lean on the Buddha. She was very clear, so we've got a lovely fairy here today. And I'm a little bit jealous of her long blue hair because I'm growing out my natural grey hair. I'm keeping my hair a bit shorter than I might do otherwise. And it's going to be a while until I can grow it again. So she made me position her blue hair like this. So I'm enjoying looking at her long blue hair. And as you can see... So all the cards that came out today... are all very blue and turquoisey. So that's the theme we've got. So blue very much goes with the throat chakra and sometimes also the third eye chakra. And turquoise energy is often quite deep healing energy. So I feel like saying today we're working on healing the throat chakra. So the tarot cards we're going to use here... I'm just going to move these to the side. That's for That's our oracle cards. We'll start with the tarot as usual. We're going to use the Spiral Tarot. Now, this wasn't the absolute first tarot deck I ever got, but it was one of the first, and I have had it for at least 15 years. So I know this deck really well. The reason it has a spiral on the back is because in this particular tarot deck, it likens that life is a bit like a spiral. We kind of go along one spiral and we learn lessons as we go along, and eventually we finish that spiral and we have a kind of successful completion, and then we go into the next spiral. So let's give this a really good shuffle. We're going to draw one tarot card per day, and actually I might now say at least one tarot card per day. And as I'm saying this, I've already been shown this earlier and it's coming back to me now. I was shown 2 tarot cards per day. And sometimes that's what you can do with cards. You can draw the original card, let's say for the day in this example, and then you can draw a second card to clarify, which can come from the same deck or from another deck. So on this occasion, what we might do is for each day, and I think we have done this a couple of times before, draw one of the different oracle cards as a signifier or a clarifier. So many ways you can word this, and I guess in a way it all means the same. So we need 7 cards. So we're going to start with Tuesday, that's today. So if for me, most of today is pretty much finished, that's your chance to look back over what happened and understand it from maybe a different or a clearer perspective through the card, if it resonates for you. If not, as usual, you can just ignore it. So let's have a look. No, I think what we're going to do, and see, this is you can see very clearly how I work with spirit. I do what I think I'm supposed to do, and then sometimes that's great and I carry on, and other times spirit stops me and says, actually, you're going to draw the oracle cards with the tarot cards. And okay, so I've been asked to put a second one from this deck over here. So spirit is being very kind and not making me pick up the same cards again and again. This, by the way, is the Temple of Balance oracle card deck with these amazing crystals on the back. These cards are quite big. This one is also from Temple of Balance, but this is at the moment the newest one, the Animal Kingdom Oracle, with those lovely ladybirds on the back. I know Leanne is working on yet another new deck, which is going to be the new edition of her Healing Energy cards, which I'm already looking forward to. Whenever they get released, they will be mind-blowing. But for the moment, this is her latest deck. And, okay, so this one will be here. I'm just listening to spirit in between here as to where the cards will go. We're going to need one more. Here. Okay. Oh, they're going to come in a row. Look at that. How interesting. So not like my kind of human mind thought it was going to be more logical like that. Maybe one of each deck and then one of each deck again. But that's not how it's coming about. This last deck is also very old. Oops, well, we definitely got a card here already. So we're gonna, because this one jumped, and look, it's the same blue almost like this lovely fairy. I'm telling you, today we have a blue theme going on. So that card jumped, so we're going to look at that as well. That's going to be the overall theme for the week. Again, not what I was expecting to happen next. And this is so lovely. The fairies really come and mix up the energy and remind us that just mixing things up can be such a refreshing thing to do. And I totally forgot what I was talking about. Yes, this is the messages from the angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and I'm assuming this is for the last 2 cards that don't yet have an Oracle card to go with it. Or at least that time it seems like I was right with my guess, not that it matters. I'm more than happy to go along with spirit after doing this work for so many years. I really have learned that there always is a reason for everything that happens. So now I think, because this card jumped and literally turned itself over, we're going to actually start with the theme for the week rather than the tarot cards. And it says here, the angel Francesca. Oh, look what she's doing. She's sitting and she's looking at these amazing flowers. I can't quite see. I thought there was a hummingbird inside this flower, and that might be the beak. But it may not be. I'm not sure exactly what it is, actually. But I like that she's got a blue ribbon in her long hair, because that goes very much with our fairy here. It says here, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. Now, I know when I get a card like this, my mind reacts in a way that says, I've got to be really careful now so I don't think negative. And then I realized that was a negative thought. So be careful not to let that make you paranoid. This isn't about being worried that you're going to think negatively. It's okay to think negatively. It's more about when you realize that you are, you swap back to thinking positively to the best of your ability. And that will be enough. It's important to trust that. So let's have a look at the first two cards. Not one card, but two cards. For today, Tuesday, which is the 8th of September. And what do we have? We have the Tower. Very, very good. Because the Tower in Tarot represents liberation. This tower is a building that we have built. It's often a mental construct of how we understand the world, how we think things work, how we think we're going to get what we dream about. And when it doesn't work out, eventually we realize that this whole tower actually is not useful or not useful anymore. Sometimes events happen that make the whole tower come down. It can feel like the rug has been pulled from under our feet. It can be very uncomfortable. And other times it's more of an internal process where we start to realize that the way we have been going about things just hasn't worked and that it's time to just let it go. And that also can be a tower moment, that moment of letting go, letting the past go, letting past efforts go, accepting how things are right now, accepting how we are right now, and simply looking for new ways or being open to new ways of doing things, new ways of getting what we want in life. So that came for today, Tuesday. What a lovely feeling of freedom that comes with it. And we have, wow, look at this. So this is the oracle card that has come also for today. And she's called Lady Isa. So you can see here, this is some of the healing art of Leanne Peters is very much also in her oracle cards. How beautiful, the Lady Isa. She's all pink and purple, and very much here her throat chakra is highlighted. So that's what I was saying in the beginning. We're very much looking at the throat chakra and healing the throat chakra today, and that is all about expressing your truth, which is what it also says up here. It says, be a living and breathing example of truth and integrity. That's a lovely combination, truth and integrity. Only see the truth in this situation. So this is really, really, really about seeing the truth in the situation today, but also seeing the truth in ourselves. So what a lovely combination for today, Tuesday. I don't want to cover up that lovely Lady Isa's face. So what a lovely, interestingly gentle feeling that's coming with normally a tower day can be quite rough. Even though it's always something where we look back later and we're glad that the shift has happened, is often quite uncomfortable. Today, it feels very gentle. It simply feels like we're finally able to just live our truths and speak our truths much more easily. And that in itself is hugely satisfying already. Let's have a look at Wednesday, which must be the 9th of September. Oh, wow. And we have more blue background and a lady in a blue dress. And we have a yin yang above this lovely lady and gentleman's head. And obviously in the middle, we have 2 golden cups. And the 2 of Cups in tarot is often called the marriage card. Now, that can come for an actual marriage in a relationship. It can come also for the commitment to marriage. So it could be a card that speaks of engagement. It's definitely a card of balance between masculine and feminine energy, which can be expressed in the coming together of 2 people. Now, that can be a man and a woman. It could also be 2 men or 2 women. But it can also be an internal balance of the masculine and feminine energy. And sometimes we need more of that inner balance between those energies first in order to manifest a relationship like that, because the 2 of Cups speaks of a very equal relationship. The 2 people are offering each other the cup of love. And then sometimes when we've gone far enough with the inner journey, the right partner comes in the outer journey and then moves us on to the next level. In any case, this liberation is bringing us to this lovely balanced energy in the area of love and feelings and relationships. And let's see the angel. Oh, Angel Raphael. Wow. So the angel Raphael, I know on here it says, I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. So today, really, this whole week has a very strong healing theme to it, and very much the green energy of the Archangel Raphael, as well as with the physical body, can very, very much he's very good at healing the heart chakra. And sometimes we need to do the heart healing in order to let this love in, if a really big love is trying to manifest in our life. But also, he is often called the archangel that helps bring twin flames together. So very strong love energy for tomorrow, Wednesday. Wow, how can we follow on from that? So let's have a look at Thursday. Let's look at the tarot first. And we have, and now we have Judgment. And again, there is a little bit of twin flame energy feeling here, because we have the 2 10s become a 20. So the Judgment in tarot comes for a time of really big overall assessment. This isn't just an assessment of like maybe one area of life. We're not just assessing our career or a job we've been doing at the moment or a job we would like to do. This is an assessment of our whole life so far. And this card is number 20. So the major arcana go from 0 to 21. So this comes just before 21, which is the successful completion of a whole cycle, which would be one of those spirals on the back. So before we get to that point where we're ready to move on to the next level, we have a big assessment of our whole life so far, to make sure that we're gleaning all the lessons from that cycle before we move on, and to make sure we're really ready for it and we've understood everything that this liberation has brought about, and this healing of the heart. Let's look at the oracle card that comes with it. I love it. So we have the turtle, and turtle says slow and steady. So that fits in beautifully with the feeling of gentle energy I'm getting with this. It feels like we're going through profound, deep inner changes, and yet the energy is quite gentle because we're able to take things slow and steady. And it makes more sense now that I started this guidance today sorry, I knocked the camera. How interesting, I did that right in that moment. how interesting that I felt like starting today's reading by talking about how I had been taking things more slowly. So moving forward steadily but slowly is the right thing to do, especially on Thursday. But for the whole week, I feel this is a very good approach. So let's have a look at Friday. Now we have the Hierophant. Well, so the Hierophant in tarot, and you can see quite nicely here with this lovely bearded gentleman, is the Hierophant is about connecting heaven and earth. He's got one hand pointing up to heaven. He's got one hand pointing down to earth. So he's half and half. And I remember a very long time at very beginnings of my spiritual journey, I read a lovely book called Star Signs by Linda Goodman, which was not about star signs the way I understood it as in astrological signs, because she calls those sun signs. It was more about all different signs we can get from spirit, including numbers and also lexigrams, which is using the letters from words to find the hidden meaning or even hidden truths in those words. And you can also do it with your own name. And I forgot what I was saying. Yes, she speaks about that the best way to live life is with one foot in heaven and one foot on earth. And that very much is the ultimate balance between the physical life and the spiritual life. It's about always being invested in both and trying to balance between the two. So this is what the Hierophant is trying to teach us, and therefore the Hierophant can also represent a person that is able to guide us with that, and he's holding here the key of knowledge that he's basically brought from heaven through this lovely rainbow energy. Let's see what comes with it. And now we have Ammonite. Ammonite says clearing private issues. So as we go through this week, slowly and steadily, with our heart opening with the help of Archangel Raphael, and certainly as he has come up in this reading, this is a good time to ask Archangel Raphael to help heal your heart and any other physical challenges you may have, but also help you use your healing energy for yourself and others if you wish to do so. This will help us clear private issues. And it will then strengthen our ability to be like the Hierophant and be with one foot or one hand indeed in heaven and one on earth. How very, very beautiful so far. I'm now curious, as we're coming to the weekend, what will come up next. I know we have one more Animal Kingdom Oracle to go, so I may need to push these cards a bit further up so you can see these cards properly, maybe even a little bit more. I think this will work better. Yes, so let's have a look at Saturday. And now we have a princess, and I like that in this tarot deck, the lady who made them purposely put princesses instead of pages. The traditional deck has a page, and there's nothing wrong with a page, but it was a little bit boy or man heavy and not so much of the female energy. So in her deck, all the very beginnings of all the new situations in each of the suits are princesses, and the Princess of Pentacles is very much a new beginning, which can also be just the idea for something new or the feeling of something new in the area of earthly practical things, material things, and also very much connected to money and finance. And now I feel like, oops, I'm still knocking things. How I'm gonna have to ask Spirit why when these things happen because there's no accidents, it makes me feel like, am I overlooking something? Or is Spirit trying to make a particularly strong point here that I should pay attention to my own channeling here? And obviously I'm channeling for all of you. I'm channeling for my collective, the people that are drawn to me, and the way I channel are connected to me on an energy level. But also I obviously channel for myself. I'm part of my own collective. So what I was about to say is that it's making me think back of the Tower card, and there is certainly a new understanding about this area of life that's really starting to come to the surface. And that's a big part of this liberation, is that the way money and finance and practical things in life and physical things in life are being addressed and organized is maybe something that was a bit outdated, and there is now a new way coming in that where things flow much easier with a lot less resistance, and things just come when they need to, and we can just trust that all the right things are happening. And the message that comes with it from the Animal Kingdom Oracle is from the kangaroo, number 10, which is significant, which I will explain in a second. It says leap over the obstacle. So that makes perfect sense with what I've just been saying. There is a new, better and improved way of dealing with the material side of life, which also this is what the Hierophant is trying to teach us through clearing our private issues. And you can see very similar coloring between clearing the private issues and then the kangaroos jumping over these obstacles. So basically we're leaving those private issues behind, and in comes this very refreshing new energy, possibly for some of you an influx of money or any other kind of abundance, but also this ability to have a very fresh outlook on how we can deal with that side of our life that will be so much easier, so much more rewarding, so much more fulfilling, so much less restricting because of the Tower. That's our liberation from these private issues. So really, all we need to do is allow this to happen now, because the work has been done. The energy is flowing in a better, newer direction. Just let it happen. We've now got Sunday, which is the last day for this week, which I believe must be the 13th of September. And we have and immediately following on from the lovely Princess of Pentacles, we now have the Eight of Pentacles, a very good card. In terms of, again, the material side of life, it shows a man who has worked out what he's good at in life, what he has a gift for, and he's managed to turn it into a profitable business. Now, that doesn't mean you have to work for yourself, but in any way, profitable times are ahead. It may well come with hard work, but it is work that you are gifted to do and work that you enjoy, so you won't mind. But it really means that you've got to a point where you either can finally start to actually earn a good living doing what you really want to do, or if you already have been doing that, you can finally trust it. Let's see what comes with that. We're now back to, same as the very first card, came with one of the Temple of Balance Oracle cards. And we have another another one of Leanne's beautiful spirit guide drawings. This one is called Maria. And it says accept, and it is exactly what I was saying in the last sentence. For those of you who already have been earning a profitable living, doing what you enjoy doing, you can finally accept or trust. I think I used the word trust because that's the theme of our week, but trusting and accepting goes closely together. You can finally accept and trust that, yes, you can rely on that. Yes, you can rely on yourself, and yes, you can rely on Spirit. If Spirit keeps telling you that this is the way to go and this is what you should be doing in your life, you can trust that you will then be supported. And again, We have a focus here on the throat chakra in this lovely blue turquoisey energy. I love that Maria has this beautiful silvery white hair, which again is something I mentioned at the beginning. I'm growing out my natural grey hair and I'm starting to really like it. It says, love and accept who you are. Love and acknowledge your inner and outer beauty. Well, she is very beautiful, as are you, as are we all. And look, it's come up just underneath this lovely Two of Cups. I feel like I don't want to cover up her beautiful crystal on her throat there. So we've got one more card, which is really giving us a forecast of the energy for next week, because this is for Monday next week, the 14th of September. Let's have a look and see after this amazing week of really beautiful energies. And I'm not actually seeing any challenging energies coming up in this week. It's more like challenging energies are being more and more left behind, and we're leaping forward in leaps and bounds over these obstacles. Slowly and steadily, with a lot of help from spirit. So let's have a look at Monday next week. And now we have another 2. As you can see here, things never double up in tarot for no reason. We have 2 of Swords. Now, this card is often called mental tension, and it comes from indecision. And it does look like by the time we get to Monday next week, it really is time to move forward. This is a place where we have spent way too much time in the past. This lady is walking on a tightrope. She's blindfolded. She is trying to balance 2 swords. At the same time, she's refusing to decide for one sword or the other. She won't make a decision. This is what we're leaving behind in the past. This is the challenge. And it feels like this week is all preparation, so that when we get there next week, on Monday especially, but maybe the energy for the whole week is to finally win this challenge, this inner battle of trusting and accepting enough that we can stop behaving like that. Let's see at the angel message that's coming with this. And now we have Archangel Michael. He says, I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. Makes total sense after this reading. So we really, really are encouraged to step forward even more into our divine life purpose and leave behind this energy of mental tension, indecision, not trusting ourselves, double guessing everything. Archangel Michael gives us courage and helps us move forward. He also comes with his sword of truth. So maybe we can put down even both of our swords and pay attention to his sword of truth instead, if just for a little time. I like that his colouring matches a lot the beginning of this week. It's quite pink and a bit purple. So this is kind of the energy that's coming in for next week. So this week is all slow and steady, and actually for what is happening, for the energy that's shifting, feels quite gentle. By next week, it may come a bit to a head, because we will then be asked to take the action that comes with this new energy. But I'm convinced that we're more than ready for this. We've had a lot of preparation for this. And it's looking absolutely amazing. It's looking like dreams are really now so much more likely to come true. If we can just stick with our own truths and who we really are enough, often enough, and long enough, and we're doing it better and better and better as we go along, things will really start to shift quite quickly and even around us. Angela says, nice to see you. It's nice to see you too, Angela. I've lost my train, but that's totally fine. I'm going to reword it. We are ready for this. The steps that Spirit is asking us to take, we are more than ready for. And I see most of you take them, if not all of you. It's going to be amazing. So, to finish this lovely, amazing reading, I have also randomly chosen a page in my crystal book to see which crystal may be beneficial for this upcoming week. And the crystal we got is called Dolomite. And there's two different versions. I actually quite like the one on the bottom in black and white with these little sparkly bits, but there's also this red and yellow version. And I know you may not have a dolomite at home. I don't have a dolomite at home. I have a lot of crystals, but I don't have this one. But even oops, I'm still knocking things over today. I think the fairy wanted to be closer to her little star wand over there. So it's leaning towards her a bit more now. So the thing with crystals is, obviously, it's amazing if you can have the crystal, hold the crystal, meditate with the crystal, sleep with the crystal, whatever it is you like to do with your crystals. I have a lot of crystals all over my house. But you can also tune into the energy of crystals by looking at the picture and listening to what it does. So you can now, as I read to you about the dolomite crystal, imagine the energy of this crystal coming into your energy field and helping you. It says here that the crystal was discovered in the Alps, which is lovely. And on a spiritual level, dolomite encourages self-realization. That fits beautifully to this week. So obviously, I chose this page at random before we started, although there's nothing random about which page came up. And I had no idea what cards were going to come out or what messages were going to come out for this reading. But it matches amazing. Just the first sentence already, it matches beautifully. It says, Dolomite encourages self-realization. It makes it easier to be ourselves without pretending otherwise. So we've been talking about living our truth, being authentic. It says, at the same time, it fortifies a sense of tradition and helps us to fit into developing communities. So maybe there's some more community spirit coming up for some of you. It says emotionally, dolomite ensures stability. It has a balancing effect in cases of sudden violent emotional outbursts and bestows contentment. Wouldn't we all like more contentment in life? Mentally, dolomite encourages simple, pragmatic thought and helps with the easy, uncomplicated realization of goals we have set for ourselves. It stimulates healthy common sense. Physically, it stimulates the metabolism of calcium and magnesium and keeps the balance between these two opponents. This means it stabilizes health, particularly blood, the heart, and the circulation, and has a relaxing, cramp-dissolving effect. Very, very beautiful. I'm going to show one more time what the two versions of this dolomite look like. So this is the red and yellow one, and this one, apparently the gold sparkly things are bits of pyrite in the bands. How very beautiful. So if you have a dolomite, use it this week. If not, think of it. Conjure it into conjure it. I like that word just came in. Conjure it into your energy. And we have come to the end of the weekly guidance. So to remind you again, the theme for the whole week is to visualize what you are wanting to manifest in your life and not allow negativity to block your progress. Oh, interesting. Another slip up. I'm full of those interesting slips today. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for any likes and shares and comments. I love all your comments, even if it's just to say that you're watching. I love to see that you're all here. I love to see people that are new. I love to see people that come back every time. I know for a fact, if you keep watching my guidance, and apologies, it hasn't been coming every week, but I do it as often as possible. If you keep following my guidance, whether you manage to catch it live or not, doesn't matter. Spirit will put messages through specifically for you if you make the commitment to keep checking in. So thank you so much for all of you for coming today. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. And I will say namaste and goodbye.